Welcome to another episode of Zebras and Crocodiles. Today's episode, we're going to plug some holes. Welcome back to another episode of Zebras and Crocodiles. We're continuing with the Ford cab-over restoration. Today, we're going to attempt to put in the driver's side heater, which goes up in here since we have the seats in now. Look at these. I don't know if I showed them in. I think I did, but seat belts are in and everything. We're good to go. So the heater can go in, and then we're going to take out this hole right there for the heater, which should be awesome. We're going to get some parts here. We'll attempt to get some parts at least. We'll follow this goat trail. Dun dun dun. To the white truck. We're pushing too much snow. Oh, it's covered. Who thought to put truck parts behind everything else? So behind those flipped over tires right there, I probably have to move them out of the way. They're the old heater boxes, which we're going to steal some plastic off of to block the holes for the heater boxes. So we have the worst snow shovel ever. And we're just going to work our way in here. In case you're wondering why I'm not using the old heater boxes, it's because of these guys, these vacuum vent doors. The inside doors are basically shot, so I'd have to tear them all apart, but then the vacuums, I'd have to find vacuums. What I did was I removed the vacuum system out of the truck because it uses air pressure to make vacuum, which I think is dumb. Why not use air pressure for these vent doors? But hey, I'm not an engineer, so I removed it. It's getting a full electronic heater system. I'm starting with one heater, and then I'm going to actually add the other one too, and everything should be good. So this is the new heater. That's the old heater. We're going to see if we can just fit the new heater inside the old heater, and then we can just plumb it right into the truck. I think if that works, it just all bolts on. No biggie, and we'll have heat. We'll see. Might have to do some modifications, but that would be sweet. I got the halves apart. These are what's left of the vent doors. The AC condenser used to be right there. This is the heater core. Here's the other half. So I'm going to take some lunch, clean all this out, and see if we can fit that guy in there. A little bit hating on me, but hey. We'll let it run for a bit. What is that guy? Kind of show you what we're dealing with here. We have the heater upside down inside the old box. I cut off the vent that was here for the floor heat. We're just going to throw that away. We have some PVC pipe here, and I kind of notched it out, and we're just kind of working away slowly. And then this PVC pipe will fit over top that, and that will give us our heat to the floor. We already have a notched out pipe for that one. I still have to glue it in place, but that'll be the heat for the windshields. So just slowly working at it here. Getting this in, we'll glue it in place. We'll mount this guy into the box, and we should be good to go. End of day 2 here for this. This is now mounted in. I built the pipes and plastic welded it all in. We have, that's how the hoses are going to be out. The wires are going to run up next to it into the cab. I built a mount right there and then 2 mounts there. So once this thing is on the truck, you can take off the bottom cap because it's upside down. You can take off the bottom cap and you'll be able to service this if you need to change out that or this. It's still serviceable from this area. I got the relays for it. I still have to plumb the water lines, probably thinking right there, and then they'll go towards the engine and up. But that will be day 3 to get more parts for that. And I should be able to stick the cap on and then begin the fiberglass shell over top of it. So yeah, that's where we're at. It's in, it's solid, and both pipes are plumbed. And I can just hook it up in the truck after we bench test it. I pulled my truck in because there's a pretty dark cloud coming in. Hopefully Fifi comes back inside before it happens, but you never know. So that hole next to the footwell is the recirculation for the heater. I'm not going to have outside air. If I need outside air, I'll just open the windows, because the way the old one worked is there's no filters or anything, so whatever you get outside comes inside the cab. So these are those vents that I showed earlier, and I added these two metal bars in the center so we can hold a filter. I just cut out a nice filter here. That goes like that, and then this would be screwed on over top of it. So I'll have a filter for my heater system. Here's the cap for the front of the heater that I built, so air just doesn't go through that port in the front anymore, which should be good. This is so I can replace filters, and I'll have filtered air, because trucking, you go down back roads, you get a lot of dust. Even where that footwell area is, there's a lot of dust in there too. So this just helps me out quite a bit. Another side project we have going on is this is the switch for the clutch, the turn off the Jake brake when you press the clutch in. It's Saturday, nothing's open. The places that were open didn't have anything like this. So what I ended up doing is I got a momentary switch. This one is a 60 amp. Sort of looks like that. And then I have a starter switch. It's basically the same thing. And it looks like that. So we're going to see if we get one of these to work. It's like technically the same style of switch. It just needs to press down when the clutch is not engaged. So that's another little thing I'm going to try to do today. I don't really know a good angle to put you guys right now, because I'll be in the way if I'm working on this. But we're going to take this tape off. And get under that. We'll take this guy out for now. That's pretty yuckies. Clean this up a little bit. I hear Fifi's come back to me. That's a good sign. Hey Fifi. Yeah. So the idea I have is we're going to stick a screw in from the back. One of these. Put a nut on it to hold that in. And then we're going to have these, what do you call it, wing nuts that will hold the outside on once these are in. And I think then you can remove it for the filter. That's the idea anyways. There we go. So we have our filter. I'm going to have to make some adjustments to that later in life, but there, if we need to replace the filter, for right now we just have wing nuts in there. I'm going to make it so it's a little bit nicer around the edges, because right now it's not very nice. But that's it. That's in. Modern technology. And now the heater will go in and tuck into there. Mind the lawnmower outside. I'll show an old video of this. This is the heater system. It's a vintage air heater system. And then I modified the box so it would hold everything. Here's the heat lines. This also does AC, but for now, I'm not going to install the AC because I need to redo the whole AC pump and everything on the truck, so that's a later issue. For now, the AC lines, if I can get in here, are just right there. They're plugged off, but there's everything else. I just have to put the clamshell back together. I have to make up one bracket here to hold it, and then we can install it. recirculation. I might sneak in an hour here to do this, the other side, but. We got the lines hooked up and all the wires hooked up. We did our bench test and everything works. Just put the top shell on and masked the hole up. And we laid some fiberglass on, but we ran out of hardener. So some weak spots like right there. It should be fine because it's not a structural piece. But hey, so we'll just let this go and harden overnight. And I will sand it down and paint it the next day. And that should be basically done. It can be popped in. Well, I have to seal it up. I have to seal this hole somehow. But other than that, it can be popped in the truck and the truck should have heat. Once this is all in there too, but this is a pretty easy job to install that. Yeah. Anyways, awesome possums. Just a little update since I haven't been going on. It's storming outside, power's going on and off. But we're surviving. It's getting better now. But what I did is I screwed this on, this clamp here, onto the lid with the little modifications. So that can hold that now. I put this on with 2 bolts and I put butyl all the way around it. Just like that. There's a little hole right there, a little hole right there that I could fix later in life. But for now, that's good and sealed for the front because I don't need that vent anymore. Now I just have to clean up this here, this inline, and we're going to stick more butyl in there to seal up the clamshell, and then we can put it together. Okay, we have the clamshell all together. I just have to do some little holes to patch up still. And then we should be able to stick her in, like these little guys here. And then after that, we'll stick her into the truck. Sweet. This just goes in here, and this is what seals the inner to the outer. Not the prettiest thing, but it'll work. So from referencing back and forth between the 2 heaters and the mounts underneath, I think there's only 4 actual mounts. There's this guy right there. There's one that goes through here, and then there's this guy right here. And I think that just gets held on by the end, I'm assuming. So I'm gonna get my mom to give me a hand because I have to stuff this up in there while stuffing everything into this. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I think I can get it done. So I spent way too long figuring out which one is the inlet line and which one's the outlet line on the truck. I got them ran right there for now. And then they go up into those lines right there, which go up into the actual heater box. So heater's installed. Now we'll use the favorite word of pivot, and we'll hook up those guys right there. And then lastly, we'll hook up some wires, and we should be able to get some wind out of this. This is all back together. I had to take this out to actually fit the back of the heater in, because it's a pretty tight fit. Some modifications too. My screws, 2 of these had to go upside down because it wouldn't fit any other way. But anyways, loud noises. Time to work on plumbing all this. So we have heat, or we have air going to each thing. Okay, I don't know if you guys are good. Let me check. Sorta. Am I able to see it? Are you guys able to see it? If I put you guys down here. Where is it? There it is. It looks all the way on. So that was an awful pain in the butt to get those hoses in there. But that's how I run it now. This goes over to the right windshield, that goes up to the windshield, and these go to the front vents and the floor, this big line. So now I have to run some wiring over to here, and then we can install the thingamajiggy. So here we are, the final step. Dun, 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 dun. Got me a wiring diagram. See if I can. So it's finally installed after some frustratingness. That's how it looks. See if I can give you a light here. Oh yeah, I did crack it right there and right there. I will live with that for now. That's my fault for, I think I should have just took a break, but we got low, we got medium, we got high. That blows up the vents. Yeah. Okay, we got the heater in. some things I'll note is back here I did make a custom mount. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can do a time zoom. Right there, there's a spacer made of 1-to-1 like MPT fitting there, but it's in all nice and tucked up. Got these lines ran. This front is closed off. It clears the steering wheel just barely, like everything else, or the shaft for the steering column. We get in here. Got the wires all cleaned up. This is where the hoses run, and then they run up into the heater system, which I have the default heater system. They had like vent doors in it, and the vent doors ran on vacuum. I removed those and put the vent doors in one state, and the vent door is now inside the heater box instead of inside here. So we could turn on the heater. I did end up smashing this because I was getting a little bit frustrated last night installing it because it was a pain in the butt. I spent all morning doing some wiring. I finally got the wires fixed. I have it ran through the default heater wiring now, and yeah, so it has lights if we want to turn everything on, and we can turn the fan on. We have our selections for the different vents. We have our heat right there. And then I don't have AC hooked up yet, but this is your AC switch here. So it's in. Just needs a little cleanup because it's working. But yeah. And I also have this left side heater plumbed to the right side window too for now, because I'm just doing one heater until I can get all the stuff in for the right side. So that's how it's gonna work. Thanks for watching another episode of ZXC here. We got our heater in, like I was saying. Next thing I'm probably gonna work on is the door handles next week or in 2 weeks here. Gotta see where my life takes me. If you like this video, I appreciate if you give me a like, maybe a subscribe. It's up to you though, I don't really care. I don't have anything else in my life except Fifi and family. And I hope you're having a good day, night, morning, whatever. Still raining out, but it's getting a little better. See ya.